Ladies, gentlemen, and dragons. Um, Today was another growth day. Surprise, surprise. I was just digging a little more into this healing the inner child path. It's 100% where I need to be, and like the signs, like there's so many little things that are happening that are actually validating this the discomfort that I'm feeling when I go into this mode, this realm of healing my emotional state and my mental process. And like I was thinking earlier, gosh, it's been, I forget what number it is now, but I think it's video 43, maybe 44 today, since my day one of quitting cannabis. So I you know what, like 44 days ago I was still in the dark. So that's not even, that's a month and a half. Holy fuck. And if you followed any of my, like, if, all right, hold on, let me calm down. If you've watched my videos from the beginning, you can tell, I'm sure you could visually see the difference that it's been making. The realizations that I've had, the epiphanies, the growth essentially is what it is. Like, I'm really challenging decades worth of bullshit that I've been telling myself, whether it's conscious or subconscious. You know what, it is what it is. And like, oh fuck, it's really cool. It's honestly really cool when I stop and actually like think about it, and not so much like what I have to do or what I've, like where I'm at. But um I kind of said that weird, but once I can stay still for a minute and actually appreciate like what the fuck I'm actually doing, like 44 days, I was able to identify. Anyway, it's like a whole lifetime of shit in 44 days. So, okay, all right. So fuck, it's intense. It's intense, but I have to remain patient and appreciative. So today at work, I wouldn't call it a panic attack, but I do have these overwhelming feelings sometimes of just being overwhelmed. Like, when you think about it, healing the inner child is like, that's a task in itself. But you put on top of that, I started a new job. Like there's I'm not going to list them all, but there's a lot going on. There's a lot going on. I put a lot of pressure on myself, and the fear of failure, the fear of, that's all still there. So there's a lot to deal with. But like, I never doubted, I never doubt my conviction or my decisions, but it is a lot. It is quite a lot. Um, but I can handle it. Honestly, I can handle it. My head hurts sometimes, and I don't sleep so well, but it's getting better. Um, yeah, I'm just thinking of. I called my mother during my. It wasn't really a moment. Well, all right, I won't lie. It was a moment where I got emotional. This is a process that is not comfortable. I cry quite a bit, and it's not that helpless cry, but it's the cry of like acknowledging my past. Essentially, like how I got to this point is sad. It's honestly sad, and it's probably sad for everybody. But to stop and turn and to appreciate the journey, even before I was aware that there was a journey, just to acknowledge what my body's been through, what my brain has kind of adapted to over the years. Yeah, sometimes it just comes it seems like it comes at me at once sometimes. So talking to my mother, a lot of our conversations lately have been about my father and how he really fucked me up. Not so much physically, but emotionally for sure. Um, and like, my mother brought it full circle for me in the sense of We were talking about my dad's flaws and his anxiety, essentially like what I feel. The darkness that is within me was within him, and it consumed him to the point that it killed him. I think he was, oh fuck, I should remember this. He wasn't old. He was about 56, I want to say, when he passed. So he had a stroke, and then a year later he died of a heart attack. So he was a heavy smoker. He kind of kept to himself. He was pretty stubborn, pretty what's the word? Abrasive, maybe. Cynical, confrontational. Just a grumpy soul. It's like he lived with a lot of regret, I'm sure, from what he put me and my brothers through. He walked a very dark path, and when he died, um, I started to really kind of be aware of the path that I was on, as far as my own mental state, as far as my own habits. Like I was a pack a day smoker, heavy into weed and everything. I didn't run or anything at this point, so I was raising a little one and trying to do my best. Like it wasn't like I was a shit show or anything. I graduated from school, started this job, and like I was doing well, but like there's always something more that I need. So when I started running, that was essentially, I called it my sword. I called it my sword against the darkness, and that's how I started to really dive into my own into my self identity, my perception of myself, and my mind. Essentially, like that's how I was able to connect with something higher, um, and come to find out that something higher was myself. So like I talk about this calling that I hear and that's beckoning me forward. But like today I realized that it was probably me. It was probably my inner child just it was probably my inner child ah, calling for me, essentially, like wanting that attention. So when I started running is when I really started to want to be better for myself, and that was not even 4 years ago. My father passed away 4 years ago in January, and I started running probably that August. So let's call it 3.5 years ago. And like I couldn't run 1 kilometer, so I progressed really rapidly. I enjoyed the psychological gains. Um, Obviously physically, like I've never been stronger, like but like that's not even what I'm after. What I'm after is the mental uh mastery is what I'm after. And like that, this is all part and parcel. It went full circle. And what my mother said that really drove it home was that um if my father had half the strength or drive that I do in order to better myself, then he would still be alive today, and he would be a lot healthier than he was. So, and it's true. It's true. It's 100% true. The same demons that came for him were after me too. Um, and like I'm sure my brothers feel it too. Like there's this insecure fucking tendency. This fucking always compare, like not physically comparing, but just feeling unworthy or feeling down, and there's a very dark presence always. And I don't know where it comes from. It could be generational or whatever the fuck, but like it stops with me. I said it before, like even when I started running, like I did not want that fate for me. My daughter deserves a father that is of value to her life and to like everybody around me. I want to be a person of value. That's what I said at first in my quitting cannabis videos. Is I just want to be a person of value to the people around me, to my environment, and it's all started back then, with the death of my father. So in that sense, he taught me a lot. He actually, oh fuck, and I'm just thinking of all the runs where it was kind of where I thought of him. I thought of him a lot in a lot of runs where I didn't want to be in necessarily, where it really kind of sucked, I thought of him. I thought of him and his life and the regret that he must have died with, that he took to the grave. I wish I could sit him down and ask him questions and talk about him and hug him and just really talk this shit through with him. Not that he would probably be so receptive of it, but for my own sake of metabolizing this emotion and just letting him know what it did to me. Now that I'm grown and able to articulate what the fuck it is that happened. So, anyways, it's been a powerful day. And like I noted, like in the morning, I wanted to address jealousy, insecurity, and like I'm borderline OCD in the sense where I get these thoughts, these intrusive thoughts, and I can't really escape from them. They just play over and over and progressively worse, and that probably originates from my body somewhere. So that's all part of the journey. Like I'm going to explore that a lot more for damn sure. I'm probably going to seek some psychotherapy in the sense of just a little bit of guidance with this, because this is decades worth of bullshit. Um, and not that I feel like I need it, but it will definitely help in the sense of just guidance. That's really all I need, is a little nudge, I think. Um, so yeah, I think all those little conditions that I wrote down are part and parcel of just fucking getting over the self-sabotage and not feeling worthy. Like it's all tied together. It honestly is all tied together. And like I said yesterday, the oh god, I forget his name already. Dr. Kennedy, he mentioned that anxiety is hold on. I forget where I was going with that. No, addiction is basically a coping mechanism. So addiction to alcohol, drugs, or achievement, even like addiction to anything at all, is a coping mechanism to get through these thoughts, these what I thought OCD thoughts that are racing constantly, of like unworthiness, of jealousy, of like all of it is just, you seek anything exterior to cope with the inner feelings. But oh man, so I was listening to the Mountain Is You audiobook, or the Mountain Is You audiobook, and it's the conclusion today. So of all days to listen to it, it's kind of mind blowing, because in the conclusion they were saying, that in order to find inner peace, we need to first make peace with our inner child, the part of us that is most innocent and the part of us that is most innocent and most traumatized, and that most people are generally too scared to face. They're too scared to feel those uncomfortable feelings enough to really come to terms with what happened, and just to get over it. So man, they mentioned we need to learn to parent this child rather than ignore and berate, or be really insensitive to this inner child. When it throws its tantrums, when it resists your peace, when it resists, when you resist like its presence, when you resist its existence, even psychologically, like there's nobody sitting beside me or anything, but psychologically and even physiologically, like this is a physical fucking thing that I'm dealing with. It's 100% is. That's how it generates. That's how it manifests itself, is physically. And then my monkey brain, as Master Shihung Yi calls it, monkey brain will start firing all these little fucking random biological synapses in my brain, and that's where I identify this feeling as a thought, and like, oh, I thought this thought when I felt like this, so I like always scanning for threats, and I start to relate these feelings with the thoughts, but that's so totally backwards, and nobody has ever instructed me on finding inner peace. And maybe I was too ignorant, but the lessons are out there. I think the Shaolin teachings are really just the start of it for me, but actually listening to these books and listening to my mind and my thoughts, feeling my body, just applying the lessons. Like, that's essentially what it is. Applying the lessons that I've come across, and really just practicing feeling, practicing a better way of feeling, of just observing. It's not the thoughts that I need to observe and come to terms with, it's the feeling that causes the thoughts. So it's overcoming the resistance is what it boils down to, and that's a powerful, man. It's been a powerful day. It's a powerful day every damn day. And nobody's going to give you anything. Nobody's going to give you the secret key, the secret formula to get over it. You need to be willing. You need to want it. It's exactly like fucking finishing an ultra marathon, or like, I can relate everything back to it. Like, if you don't want it enough, you're not going to do 100 miles. Like, physically, mentally, spiritually. You could be the strongest person. You could be the most resilient mental person. You could be the most spiritual person, but if you do not want it, like yourself, like deep down to your core, if you do not want it, it's not going to happen. And if you envision any failure along the way, then the failure is going to happen. So it's a powerful, powerful, powerful lesson. And it all came full circle today when my mother just mentioned, like, she didn't even realize that she was doing it, but she connected it. She connected this whole fucking circle. It's a circle of life, essentially. The death of the father, the birth of the son, like, it just shine on, baby. Like, oh my God. So I think, oh man, it's powerful. This is like, I fucking feel it, and that's what I meant when I said this calling that I hear. Holy fuck! Something beckons me forward, and something validates me along the way. Like, why would I listen to this conclusion to this book that mentions finding inner peace by making peace with your inner child and learning to parent this child? Um, like, not letting the child guide you, but guiding the child. Like, you wouldn't let your physical child tell you how to live your life. So you need to be compassionate. You need to be loving. It's all about love. Like, love over fear. Like, every fucking video that I've made before this is just building off of this, and it's so humbling. It's so fucking humbling. The sun is fucking shining on me right now. I feel so fucking fantastic. I'm human. I'm alive. I'm not perfect, but I'm present, and that's where I oh fuck yeah. Oh fuck. It's exactly where I need to be. Um, so I'm what I'm doing now is I'm trying to open myself for self-love. I am really just acknowledging the journey I've been on for many years. It started way before I quit cannabis this last time, but it really started to uh, manifest itself as a journey for me, and I got tired of just the same shit over and over again. So this fucking video is getting a little long, so I'll wrap it up. Um, but yeah, the child in me has resisted all these lessons, um, and just the peace. Like it's a child, like it doesn't know any better. It's going to throw its tantrums, but it's up to me to overcome this resistance, this emotional resistance, and just acknowledge it. They say, like, if you, and it ties into my letter that I'm going to write to my inner child. Like, I'm going to say it must have been awful for you. Your brothers picked on you, but they really just had their own journey. They really just deep down they loved you. I know it feels like you've been rejected by your father and by everybody who thinks you're just oversensitive and over this and over that. Like, that's a whole other video. I don't want to get into it a whole lot here because this video is already long. But yes, I realize my insecurities and my jealousy and like all these thoughts, they're internal. There's nothing external that causes them. It is a physical process in my body that's been conditioned over time. And like I can't control external circumstances, but what I'm learning is I can control my internal dialogue, my internal reactions. So yeah, I don't know when I can say I will have my letters to my. I want to write a letter to my father maybe first, or like I don't know how I'm going to approach this, but this is happening. It has to happen. I'll write them, I'll publish them, and then I'll probably read them on here because it's going to be powerful from me, from a standpoint of just getting over it and from sharing my journey overall. Like, I've got nothing to hide. I seriously, I'm ready to love myself. I'm ready to acknowledge the fact that I am a great person. I was born to be a leader, essentially. Like, my name Nicholas means victory of the people, and I've always felt like I always felt separated, in the sense of, obviously, the inner child felt separated from a lot of things that I probably needed growing up, but I've always felt a little bit special in that I didn't fit in because I wasn't supposed to fit in. I was supposed to be the guide. I was supposed to be a trailblazer. So that's kind of where I'm coming into now, and I appreciate it. I appreciate you guys for watching all this. I think I'm going to cut it short because this is powerful. So yeah, I got one more note here, I guess. Other than that, I wrote, I am a great person, and I underscored that. Thank you, Amy, for correcting my wording. What I said was, I'm starting to believe that I can be a great person, and she corrected me in saying that I am a great person right now. And it's so true. It's so true. Like, I had a little glimpse of it when I started to consider the perspective of my daughter. When she thinks of her daddy, like, I can see that little, oh fuck, I can feel it too, which is probably the most important part. Like, as she grows up, she's going to start to appreciate the journey and the lessons and the presence that I can offer as her father, and the role that I can play, the lessons that I can offer, and the torch that I can pass to her is going to be powerful. And that's where I started to kind of believe that I am a great person and I am worthy of I'm worthy of love, worthy of love and being loved, and I am enough. I absolutely am enough. I am more than enough. I'm more than all the weaknesses that I thought were my hindrance. I'm going to turn them into my strength, and like, this is just a start. I probably say it every video that this is just the beginning. And I'm not just going to be okay. I'm going to be more than okay. I'm going to continue to be great. I will continue to walk this path with my head up and fucking cry for the whole internet to see. So anyways, that's it. 25 minutes. That's a long one. Anyways, peace out. Peace, love, and clarity, motherfuckers. I forget how I end these usually, but Yeah, this is the wayward path. This is the path that you need to be on if you want to heal. So send me love, send me encouragement, send me all your things, all your lovins. And let your light shine bright. Let that dragon out. All right, I'll see you tomorrow.